Former President Trump's allies on Capitol Hill are coming to his defense a day after his appearance in court. Just last night, House Speaker Kevin McCarthy accused the Manhattan DA of bringing politicized charges against Trump. He also vowed that Congress would hold Bragg accountable for what he called the weaponization of the federal justice process. Joining us now with more is Mississippi Democratic Congressman Benny Thompson. Congressman, always a pleasure to see you. I thank you for being with us this morning. The House Speaker, they're vowing to take action against Bragg. Where do you see things going next?
Well, first of all, thank you for having me. As you know, weaponization is a new code word for the Republican leadership. Somehow they want to convince the public that they are pure as a driven snow, and we're just only trying to get to the bottom of what's wrong. I've never known a House committee to attack a district attorney for doing his job. And in this instance, this has been going on. As you know, a citizens' grand jury found that Donald Trump had committed fault and error. And so they recommended indictment. But I'm more concerned about the fact that as a member of Congress, we've now gone into uncharted territory. We're now moving toward telling an elected official how they should do their job. Well, I don't think, Jose, anybody in their right mind, we know Donald Trump paid the money. We know that there were circumstances around the payment of the money. So it's not a question of did he or didn't he, but my Republican colleagues are somehow saying because the district attorney is doing his job, that's not right. So I think starting in December, when they have to come back to court, a lot of things will become clearer by then.
Yeah, you know, it's interesting because it's been, you know, mostly focused on McCarthy and what he's been saying and some group of chairs of the House. But, for example, like Trump critic, Republican Senator Mitt Romney had this to say. He said, quote, the New York prosecutor has stretched to reach felony criminal charges in order to fit a political agenda. The prosecutor's overreach sets a dangerous precedent for criminalizing political opponents and damages the public's faith in our justice system. I think, Congressman, it's the necessary faith in justice system that are one of the pillars of a democracy.
Absolutely. And as you know, guilt or innocent will be determined by citizens in this democracy. And so the prosecutor can present his case. Donald Trump will have his day in court and he can present his defense. But I think for my colleagues to get out in front of this like they are, is very disingenuous to our system of jurisprudence in this country. So what we have to do is let the evidence defend itself. I'm convinced that Donald Trump will get a fair trial. I'm convinced that the evidence will determine guilt or innocence and that he will be judged by his peers. It's not an intimidation process. I tell you, I am concerned about the language he continues to use with respect to the prosecutor, with respect to the judge, with respect to the judge's daughter. That's not the kind of language that you would expect a former president of the United States to be doing. He's been admonished by the court to tone it down. I suggest that he does. But more importantly, some of this same rhetoric I saw develop during January 6th. So the potential for somebody to take Donald Trump at his word and some of the other members of Congress at their word harbors potential danger for the rest of us in this country.